Alright, so here's the follow-on video, working on ribs 6 and 7. 2 6s, 2 7s. So this one has been cleaned up. It's ready to be cut out and notched for this and this. And look at the other one. That's not the knife I want. This is the one I want. Brand new blade. Let's put this one out of sight. I have two X-Acto knives, identical more or less. I don't know why. When I start a project, I'll put a fresh blade in each one, and then as I go along, I find I'm only really replacing the blade in one and not both. I kind of like pick a favorite for each project, just, you know, not intentionally, just kind of organically. I don't know why that is. I just do that oddly. It's an odd thing. All right, so we've got our ultrafine Sharpie. We'll locate a rib in place, and what you want to do is just see where these notches are and mark them down. A little more light. Here we go. All right, so there's the back end. You can see on this cutout it comes off of the slot, and it comes off of it about, I don't know, here. It just rounds down onto here. Oops, just go down, kind of like that, right? And again, this, you know, we're not Elon Musk, we're not doing a SpaceX program here, we're just cutting notches in ribs so that we can put landing gear on. Make enough room for the gear to go up and down in an effing model airplane, so it doesn't have to be Irma geared perfect. It comes up to about there. And this one gets notched here and here, and it gets notched here and here. And then that line goes through it. That cut goes through it right about there. All right, so that's what we need to do. So we'll come off of there, round it down, right out the bottom, and we'll make this little notch for the 16 square surround. 16th inch square ribbing, or square strip stock is used to surround the gear opening. I'm going to go ahead and do that, even though when I do infill it's surrounded anyway. But I just think that I'll go ahead and follow the plan and do that work here. Now this guy ended up slanted backwards, so I don't want that. Let's just straighten this out. And again, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's nice when everything fits ideally and you're as good as you can be, but in the whole grand configuration of things, it's okay. If what you end up with isn't perfect to the plan. As long as it works. All right. Like a little bit more. Oh, that's how they drew it, so that's how we'll do it. Right now, what I'm doing here is just taping these back together. These are taped together just so that I can carry on the fabrication without a hassle. What would I attach the back end of this to if it was not one piece, right? So I think that's where that needs to be, right about. Sure. That's it's up there where the glue will get on it, but it's just paper. Cut it away. And on the back side, same thing. Interesting. Okay, so there's that. So that F6 is done, and just lay it on here. And the other F6. Now that we know where we are, we'll notch this one here, 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 and here. Now we should be able to see all the lines except for that diagonal slice, but we'll lay that up over there for that. This one's got its tape on it, so put that here. Okay, I'm hoping the camera can pick this up. I've angled it a little bit, so it should be. Cut into our notch. Ermagerd. Notch it back a little further. Still good. A little here. A little bit there. That should be enough. Okay, and then we need to mark the cut. Okay. So far back here. Yeah, that's where we need to be. Yeah, these lines are a little, I don't know. Is that the right spot? It is now. Okay. Yeah. There we go. together. Right about there. Yeah, when you tape that back together, you can see it's pretty, you know, it's pretty strong, pretty durable as far as just for this purpose, for getting the assembly done. We should have two identical parts. And looks like we do. And we're good to go. We'll get them in. A little bit long, that's alright. Yep, we're okay. Just want to make sure we go to the back on this one. So what I'm going to do, rather than chop the front away, I'm just going to take off about a 1/16 back here. Start with maybe half that just to see what that does. And that drops right in. Okay, out here toward the wingtip, we need to make sure these wing ribs are all the way down, because they begin to give ground against the leading edge here. They start to taper down, get skinnier, and that's so when the wing is had its dihedral added, and you're going to start sanding. We want to sand down to the tops of those ribs. We're going to be tapering that leading edge down and following this diminishing line as the ribs are put in. Now this is my 90 here from the bottom here. This is 90. This one was the angle of this rib from the outside. That's why this has these two cuts on it. So right now we just want to make sure we're vertical and we're on our mark, which is directly over the plan view. And then we just want to drop that glue right on there, and then come right away with the template and make sure we're vertical. Make sure we're all the way down. And check again for vertical. And we should be good right here. Right here. And it's tacked up real nice. So get this another dose of adhesive. Okay, and that one's in. Now we just need to set this fella, and we can check for length. And again, we're just a little bit long. Let's see if we need to take this one off the front. And I think we'll be okay just taking it off the back like we did on the other one. So, same amount. We're just going to take about a 30-second. Right about there. See if that got it. Yeah, we drop right in. Okay. So what I'm doing with my finger here is pushing. Anytime they're loose, you want to just push them up, because this is a long area and this is a vertical area. It's more important to get that vertical area tight. This, if it's off a little bit here at the back, it's fine on the vertical surface inside edge of the trailing edge, because that's not a big glue line. The big glue line is this way. So whenever you're doing this and you find the ribs are a little loose, always push them up. Right, so we're vertical, we're pushed up, we're all the way down in the front here. Got that rib all the way down. We're square and vertical, we're over the line as far as our plan sheet goes. And we're not gluing our fingers to the thing, so that's good. There you go. Okay. Where's 7? Here they are. So 7 is the last one I'll need to adjust. I'm not doing movable ailerons. Since I'm not doing the ailerons, I don't need to cut these loose. And since the landing gear is not out here, I don't have to do any of that notching either. So things just got easier as soon as this is done. And again, all this one gets is this detail here, which is the flap cut out. Okay. I don't know how much recording space there, where I'm at on this. At this point, I'll just keep talking until it beeps at me. Probably be a 2-part recording, or hopefully no longer than that. How much everybody loves my 2-part recordings and my labeling. Part 8A, Part 8B, Part 8C. Wait, it's just Part 8. Where does that go? Well, that's before A. So it's 8, then 8A, then 8B. Was that right? Because sometimes you have Part 6A and then Part 6, but there's no Part 6. It's just you start with 6A. Sometimes you just start with 6, for instance, and then the next one is 6A. I know everybody effing knows the way I do that. And it all boils down to the fact that, you know, I don't know how to edit these. I just put them in. I just record off the cuff, unscripted, just me jabbering, doing this. It's like watching it's probably like watching a mental patient, I guess. Oh, you tell me. So there's one of the 7, and this is the other one.